Hi everyone, welcome to a new video with Project Management Illustrated. So far, we have covered the first two chapters of the standard for program management. We talked about who are program managers and program sponsors and what are their roles. We also talked about governance board and PMO. We covered program managers' skills and competencies. Then we moved to the second chapter in the standard talking about the 8 program management principles. My name is Ahmed Amir, and today we start our talk about program management performance domains. What are they and how they interact within a program environment? If you're planning to sit for the PgMP exam, please note that program management domains are very important for your studies. I plan to make a video or even a few over how you should plan for your PgMP test and what are the percentage of questions of each performance domain you can expect to see in the PgMP test. Please note that this video is longer than what we used to have in the channel. Within the full scope of program management work, PMI grouped related areas of functions that uniquely characterize the activities of one performance domain from others. These are the program management performance domains. Feeling a little bit lost? No worries, we are about to explain more. What you do as a program manager is simply carrying out work within multiple program management performance domains during all program management phases. In other words, program objectives are achieved through the actions and leadership of the program manager who works to implement program management principles within the context of the 6 program management performance domains. Together, these principles and performance domains are critical to the success of the program. Accordingly, we can easily expect how these performance domains run concurrently throughout the program lifecycle. It is within these domains that the program manager and the program team perform their activities. And since every program differs in nature and complexity, then every program requires some activity in each of these performance domains at any point in time during the entire program lifecycle. Apparently, work within these domains is iterative in nature and often repetitive. The domain's interactions are shown in the demonstrated figure. As seen, these domains are optimized through collaboration. We mentioned in earlier videos that collaboration is a new domain introduced by PMI in the 5th edition of the Standard for Program Management. It's also apparent from the figure how these domains overlap and interlinked. The 6 domains interact with one another with varying degrees of intensity. The program management performance domains are strategic alignment, which identifies program outputs and outcomes to provide benefits aligned with organizational strategy goals and objectives. This one is very important and critical. Why? As we keep on stressing, organizations launch programs to deliver benefits and achieve agreed upon outcomes affecting their operations. This simply means that programs have to keep serving their organization's strategy and help them achieve the targets behind this strategy. This implies that it's expected to see organizations terminate programs that don't serve their strategy at any point of time. The second domain is benefits management, another key domain as it perfectly integrates with the previous domain as we define, create, optimize, validate, deliver, and sustain the benefits provided by the program. Again, we need to always ensure that the program benefits serve the organization's strategy. Next is stakeholder engagement, where we identify and analyze stakeholder needs and manage expectations and communications to foster stakeholder support. Does this ring a bell with a program management principle? Hope you can see the connection between the program management principles and domains as we talk. The next domain is governance framework. This one enables and performs program decision making, establishes practices to support the program, maintains program oversight, and ensures compliance with the standards and regulations. Again, very similar to what we talked about in chapter 2 covering the program management principles. This is where I need to assure everyone that there is no need to memorize anything as part of their preparations for the PgMP exam, as everything perfectly flows together. The newly introduced domain is collaboration. Collaboration creates and maintains synergy across internal and external stakeholders to optimize benefits delivery and realization. The last domain is lifecycle management. By its name, this domain manages the program lifecycle and the phases required to facilitate program definition, delivery, and closure. We start today with the first performance domain, which is strategic alignment. As I mentioned a minute back, strategic alignment is the domain that identifies program outputs and outcomes to provide benefits aligned with organizational strategy, goals, and objectives. To accomplish this, you as a program manager should keep an eye on how the program will fulfill the portfolio and organizational strategy, goals, and objectives. Program managers should understand as well as possess the skills needed to match the program with the organization's long-term vision. So enough with the theory. How this works on the ground. Organizations should ideally have a formalized process for program selection. It might be called a portfolio review board or steering committee. When an organization develops its strategy, there is typically an initial evaluation and selection process done by the review board or steering committee. Out of all the proposed programs by different business teams in the organization, the review board helps determine which initiatives to approve, reject, or defer as part of the organization's portfolio management practice. This process can be formal or informal as per the organization ways of working. This process is usually followed by a sponsor's signature of the program charter, an important document defining the strategic objectives and benefits a particular program is expected to deliver. The program charter authorizes the program management team to use organizational resources to execute the program, and it links the program to the organization's strategic objectives. Please note that it is the program manager's responsibility to provide alignment of individual project management plans with the program's goals and intended benefits to promote synergy in achieving the organization's strategic goals and objectives. The shown figure depicts the components of strategic alignment, their sequence, and their interactions. The strategic alignment process is initiated during the execution of the program formulation subphase and runs until the end of the program lifecycle. So everything starts with a program business case. As we said several times before, the program business case must align with the organization's strategic plan. In other words, how this new program we are about to kick off helps the organization achieve its business goals and mission. The documented cost benefit analysis we add to the program business case is used to establish the validity of the benefits to be delivered by a program. And as a reminder, program benefits can go beyond monetary. Please refer to episode 2 of chapter 1 on this channel, where we covered tangible and intangible benefits of programs executed by different organizations. Program business cases may include an analysis justifying the need for a program. This is done by defining how that program's expected outcomes would support the organization's strategic goals and objectives. As shown in the figure, a program business case serves as an input to the program charter and the program management plan. During the program formulation subphase, efforts should be spent to identify and quantify environmental factors, outcomes, and benefits, and to identify and manage program risks. These efforts are executed and controlled within the governance framework, which is another program management performance domain that we will talk about it in the coming videos. Finally, we end this slide with a question. What happens if a misalignment is identified between the program objectives and or benefits and the organization's strategy? In such cases, the program management plan is revised to ensure alignment. We start now with the first document developed during the program formulation phase, which is the program business case. But before doing so, let me tell you that every organization has a vision and mission. In order to achieve these visions, organizations have to build strategies. Accordingly, we can say that organizations' vision and mission are used as inputs to the strategic planning cycle and are reflected throughout the strategic plan. The plan itself is subdivided into a set of organizational initiatives that are influenced in part by market dynamics, customer and partner requests, shareholders, government regulations, the organization's strengths and weaknesses, risk exposure, and competitor plans and actions. Consequently, these initiatives can be grouped into portfolios to be executed during a planned timeframe. So a reasonable question here might be, what a program business case has to do with any of this? A program business case achieves value optimization of using organizations' resources while executing a program that will help the organization achieve its strategic goals and objectives. This occurs as programs are formally evaluated, selected, and authorized based on their alignment with and support of the organization's strategic plan. During program definition phase, the program manager collaborates with key sponsors and stakeholders to develop the business case, which assesses the program's investment against the intended benefits. A business case describes the intent and authority behind the drivers of the program and the underlying philosophy of the business need. It serves as both approval and justification for the investment that will be expended to deliver the program benefits in line with the organization's strategy. It also describes success criteria to be maintained throughout the program. The variance between the achieved and the planned outcomes is calculated to measure the success of the program. A business case can be basic and high level, or detailed and comprehensive. It may include program outcomes and a few details about them, approved concepts, issues, negative and positive risk assessments, key assumptions, impacts either on business or operation, cost benefit analysis, which is very important, alternative solutions, financial analysis, intrinsic and extrinsic benefits, market demands or barriers, potential profits, social needs, environmental influences, legal implications, time to market, constraints, and the extent to which the program aligns with the organization's strategic plan. The business case is required as one of the documented deliverables before the program can be chartered and may be considered as the primary justification document for an investment decision. This simply means that we cannot move ahead with the program in hands till its business case gets approved. So what happens if the business case doesn't get approved? We may have to cancel the whole thing. A business case should describe the success criteria to be maintained throughout the program. The variance between the achieved and the planned outcomes is calculated to measure the success of the program. It's the role of the governance framework performance domain to ensure such variance or deviation doesn't occur in the first place. Please note that the measurement of success should cover tangible and intangible program benefits, since intangible benefits can't be measured in units of money Organizations should strive to monitor these intangible benefits. The next key document we're gonna talk about in a program formulation subphase is the program charter. Following the formal approval of the business case by the program steering committee or governance board, a program charter is developed. Derived from the business case, the program charter is a document that assigns and authorizes a program manager and defines the scope and purpose of a proposed program. The program charter formally expresses the organization's vision, mission, and benefits expected to be produced by the program. It also defines the program's specific goals and objectives in alignment with the organization's strategic plan in support of the business case. The program charter provides the program manager with the authority for leading other subsidiary programs, projects, and related activities to be initiated, in addition to the framework by which these program components will be managed and monitored during the course of the program. The program charter is one of the documented deliverables that will be used to measure program success. It may also include the metrics for success, a method for measurement, and a clear definition of success. The contents of the program charter generally consist of the following: justification. Why is the program important and what does it achieve? Vision. What is the end state and how will it benefit the organization? Strategic alignment. What are the key strategic drivers and the program's relationship to the organizational strategic objectives and any other ongoing strategic initiatives? Scope. At a high level, what is included within the program and what is considered out of scope? Benefits. What are the key intended gains to be realized to achieve the program's vision and benefits? Benefit strategy. What is the approach to ensure the realization of the planned benefits? Assumptions and constraints. What are the assumptions, constraints, dependencies, and external factors? How have they shaped or limited the program's objectives? Components. How are the projects and other program components configured to deliver the program and the intended benefits? Risks and issues. What are the initial risks, opportunities, and issues identified? Timeline. What is the total length of the program, including all key milestone dates? Resources needed. What are the estimated program costs and resource needs, such as personnel, training, travel, etc., etc. Stakeholder considerations. Who are the key stakeholders and what are the initial strategies to engage them? This information is a key to the development of the communications management plan, which we will talk about in the coming videos. Finally, governance framework. What is the recommended governance structure to manage, control, and support the program? What are the recommended governance structures to guide and oversee the program components, including reporting requirements? What authorities does the program manager possess? How is this information updated in the program governance plan? We will go through governance framework performance domain in more details in the coming videos. Now we have covered two key documents in program formulation subphase. These are program business case and program charter. The third key document we have today is the program management plan. As we have established that the program is defined in terms of expected outcomes, required resources, and strategy for delivering the needed changes to implement new capabilities across the organization. A program management plan is a document that integrates the program's subsidiary plans and establishes the management controls and overall plan for integrating and managing the program's individual components. The program management plan outlines major program events for the purposes of planning and the development of more detailed schedules. The program management plan also reflects the pace at which benefits are realized through the delivery of capabilities. It serves as a basis for transition and integration of new capabilities. The program management plan is a live document that should be continually updated in response to changes in the program's internal and external environments as well as the program lifecycle. The program management plan can be used to show how benefits are delivered within major stages or milestones. It may also include the component details, their durations, and contributions to benefits. A major component of the program management plan is the program roadmap. As shown in this figure, it is a chronological representation of a program's intended direction, graphically depicting dependencies between major milestones and decision points, and reflecting the linkage between the organizational strategy and the program work. Thus, the program management plan can be a valuable tool for managing the organization of a program and for assessing a program's progress toward achieving its expected benefits. A program management plan is an effective way to communicate the overarching plan and benefits to stakeholders to build and maintain advocacy. The contents of the program management plan generally consist of the following information: strategic alignment, linkage between strategic goals and program components, executive ownership, a group or person responsible for benefits realization, key milestones, significant points or events for making decisions and delivering benefits, list of components, subsidiary programs, projects, and program related activities, component information, component name, planned period as of start and end dates, and targeted outcomes or benefits. Dependencies, connections across program components and benefits to create synergy. Benefits realization period, how benefits are fully realized over time. Benefits transition and sustainment period, when benefits make the transition from the programmatic to the operational levels and how long they're gonna be sustained. I know that we have went through many contents of different key documents today. Please note that you do not necessarily learn these by heart. We will go through the same over and over while we cover the PMI's standard for program management. Yet, these contents are often required to differentiate between key documents of program management, and for those who plan to sit for PMI's PgMP exam, be ready to face a question or a few in your exam over the document's contents. We move now to talk about environmental assessments. But before doing so, do you remember this figure? We went through a few slides back. So far, we covered program business case, program charter, and program management plan. Let's move to program environmental assessment and see how it interacts with them. If you're certified as a project management professional PMP, you must be across environmental factors. Environmental factors or influences could be internal or external. External influences not necessarily are from external sources, but they can be internal to the larger organization. In other words, they can be outside the program and still under the portfolio or organization umbrella. Enterprise environmental factors are conditions that influence, constrain, or direct the project, program, or portfolio. Of course, these conditions are not under the immediate control of the program team. It's a good time to remind myself and everyone that strategic goals change. This means that the prioritized and selected programs for execution as they support the organization's strategic plans could be changed, put on hold, or cancelled, regardless of how well they are performing. Enterprise environmental factors may include but are not limited to business environment, force majeure, market, funding, resources, industry, health, safety, and environment, economy, cultural diversity, geographic diversity, regulatory, legislative, growth, supply base, technology, political influence, audit, new business processes, standards and practices, discoveries and inventions. As you can note, all these factors require continual monitoring to ensure the program remains aligned with the organization's strategic objectives, as these factors and their associated uncertainty or change may impact the ongoing program. Consideration of the results from one or more environmental analysis enables the program manager to highlight factors that could potentially impact the program. Examples of environmental analysis that may be performed by the program manager may include, but not limited to, comparative advantage analysis, feasibility studies, SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis, assumptions analysis, and historical information analysis. Please leave me a comment if you need to have a dedicated video to cover these examples. Now we move to another important topic of today's video. But before this, let me remind you that so far we went through program business case and charter, program management plan, and environmental factors. In order for any program manager to successfully deliver their program management plan, which is aligned with their organizational strategy and with consideration to the environmental factors found in the environmental assessments, program managers should depend on a well-defined program risk strategy. Program risk management strategy focuses on risk threshold, initial program risk assessment, and risk response strategy. These three drive the program risk management activities, which we will cover at one point in the future to ensure the program is aligned with organizational strategy. I know that I have said the last part so many times since we started this course, and I know that some of you may got sick already of me repeating how important is it to ensure program alignment with organizational strategy. But guess what? I will keep repeating this one. Please note that programs are the thing that turns organization strategy into reality, and programs usually last for years. This is why it's critical for program managers to always ensure the alignment of their programs with the organization's strategy. Obtaining this strategic alignment involves having a risk management strategy that ensures effective management of any risk that can cause the program to be out of alignment with organizational strategy. Such a risk management strategy includes defining program risk thresholds, performing the initial program risk assessment, and developing a high-level program risk response strategy. A fourth point can be added here, which is determining how risks will be communicated to strategic levels of the organization. Strategic alignment requires program risk thresholds to take into account the organization's strategy, including its organizational risk appetite and risk threshold. Risk appetite is an assessment of the organization's willingness to accept and deal with risks. PMI defines risk threshold as the measure of the degree of acceptable variation around a program objective that reflects the risk appetite of the organization and program stakeholders. In simple English, how far can we go off a program objective in an acceptable way by the organization and the stakeholders? Risk threshold is part of strategic alignment performance domain as it links program risk management to strategic alignment during the early planning phase. And it doesn't stop at this point, as risk threshold should be revisited throughout the program to ensure that program risk thresholds are aligned with any changes at the organizational level. Examples of program risk thresholds include: what is the minimum level of risk exposure for a risk to be included in the risk register? What is the maximum level of risk exposure that can be managed within the program before an escalation should be triggered? What are the qualitative and quantitative risk ratings? Next, we're going to talk about the initial program risk assessment, which is prepared during program definition phase. It offers a unique opportunity to identify risks to organizational strategic alignment. So while developing the program management plan and or examining environmental factors, we can take risks and their root causes into our consideration. Accordingly, this assessment enables you as a program manager to develop an appropriate risk response plan and give priority to deal with critical risks. If these risks were eventuated, they may lead to program objectives not supportive of organizational objectives or portfolio objectives, program management plan not aligned with organizational plans or not supportive of the portfolio management plan, program resource requirements that are out of sync with organizational capacity and capability, and program benefits that are not realized. Once the initial program risk assessment is performed, a risk response strategy is developed to complete the program risk management strategy. It combines the elements of the risk thresholds and initial risk assessment into a plan for how risks will be managed throughout the life of the program. For each identified risk, the risk thresholds can be used to identify the specific response strategy based on a number of rating criteria. In this way, the program risk management strategy comprises a specific risk response strategy for each of the risk rating levels that have been developed to reflect the program's risk thresholds. This simply provides a program risk management strategy that enables the program to communicate and manage risks consistently throughout the course of the program performance as part of the program governance framework. Finally, let's recap of what we went through today. The strategic alignment performance domain is the foundation of program governance, ensuring that an organization deploys its resources in an optimal manner. Strategic alignment is the domain that identifies program outputs and outcomes to provide benefits aligned with organizational strategy, goals, and objectives. In other words, it's the performance domain that ensures organizations execute the programs that serve their strategy and objectives. Strategic alignment is initiated during the program definition phase with the development of the business case, program charter, and program management plan, and is supported with inputs from environmental assessments and program risk management strategy. The strategic alignment performance domain promotes a structured approach to blend the project and program management performance domains to enable the program to achieve and optimize its full capabilities. While doing so, strategic alignment encompasses 2 out of the 8 program management principles, which are synergy and governance, as well as the rest of program management performance domains, which are benefits management, life cycle management, collaboration, governance framework, and stakeholder engagement. As per PMI's PGMP handbook, the strategic alignment performance domain contributes to 15% of the PGMP exam questions. This may change soon due to the introduction of a new performance domain in the 5th edition standard. However, 15% means that anyone plans to sit for the PGMP exam shouldn't take this video lightly. This brings us to the end of today's video. I know it's longer than what we used to have in this channel, but I didn't want to split this important performance domain over more than one video. Please feel free to share your thoughts and any questions you may have in the comments section, and I will make sure to get back to you. Bye for now.